Alright, I hope I can remember exactly where I left off. There was a gate, like a light gate that I was looking at that I activated like one of a couple of there was like three different uh, I don't know, power pips or something. They weren't like keyholes. There was like a remote object I had to activate, and I needed to get. I need where is it? Whatever it is, I only have one of it. It was something that powers. Did I already spend it? There was something they said like you needed this in order to power gates or machinery. In my head they kind of sounded like Pharaoh's Lockstones from Dark Souls 2. Yeah, it's possible that I might have accidentally spent it somewhere else. Okay, well, whatever, fine. But that's what it seems I need to get. I need to get this thing to activate more of these gates. Not this particular one. I've actually got settled. Um, Let me see. I think I needed to be here. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the presentation of the game is very vague and nondescript. Like areas have names, but I'm having trouble kind of pinning them down to what their meanings are. The story is extremely vague so far, and I think that might be the presentation of the game, where they're basically trying to say that like a lot of the existence of concepts and events in the game are in the abstract, because the way the game is set up is basically that like the creator god of the game's universe, or at least the game's world that you're on, is dead, can no longer defend everyone. These creatures from that might have been extraplanar or extra dimensional, or they came in, they broke the world, and then afterwards they mostly ate each other, and there's like 12 of them left, these demiurges. And so now, in order to potentially remember or restore the Forgotten King, which is basically the creator of the world, I need to kill those demiurges, and then something that comes next, whatever that ends up being. The problem that I have, that I'm having to get through, is that I actually don't have a good idea where anything is. The world is very, very open so far. Like, you have some gates to different parts of the world, but so far it seems like you could generally travel, with the exception of some side areas. You can sort of just almost complete straight uninterrupted travel throughout the entire world. And now I'm not sure how many exceptions there are to that, but that's kind of where I'm at. One thing I got though, which is kind of nice, is that I did get the healing item, this little catalyst thing I've got, I finally got more charges for it. Text might be a teensy bit small, but basically this thing is a sort of like memory and essence are basically your health, it seems. And so, you can sort of replenish and consume that via these. So the hub area that you start at is just called Limbo. And the bonfires are called limbo wells. Yeah, there is a lot of art to this game. This is a very art-heavy game. It kind of reminds me of something between like Journey and Ashen and Absolver. Like, they all kind of float in that realm. That's sort of like kind of like the way the textures are presented are kind of like watercolory in a sense. I'm trying to remember where the gate thing was that I'm looking for. There is like a big tall vertical pillar of light, and I'm not sure it's. I don't see it yet. Now, I can't even open this gate thing yet, but what I'd like to do at the very least is get to it and then try to figure out if I can see the stuff that connects to it. I should really use charge attacks more. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Too much recovery. I need to kill in one hit with a charge attack. Souls Drive combat with stamina gating has become super common. Yeah, it's a between Ashen, Lord of the Fallen, this game, Code Vein. Lords of the Fallen 2 is coming out. There's been two separate. What was the name of the other game made by the Lords of the Fallen developers? Can't remember. S something. Somebody's gonna jog my memory. Remnant from the Ashes is another one. The Surge. There we go. Yeah. That was it. This particular game's been in development through the release of like all of those games. This game's been in development since before like 5 years ago. I previewed it, or somewhere like I guess before Dark Souls 3 came out. Like I'm not sure if it was like right after Dark Souls 2 came out, or a chunk of the way in. Like it's got to have been what, 2016. Thought you would get me. Oh yeah, Necropolis was another one, yeah. I want to see the idea, I want to see the concept of a Souls roguelite fully fleshed out. Necropolis didn't quite do very well. It's a great idea. I want to see it. I want to see that idea developed to fruition. I think it's the gate over there. I don't recognize the shortcut though. Necropolis was like a simpler implementation of the same art style. Oh, this is backwards. Okay, alright, you gotta stop messing around with that. A stronger version of this I should be using. Favorite Souls-inspired games at this point are Salt and Sanctuary, Code Vein. Both good choices. Code Vein didn't get enough credit. Code Vein had a great idea for how to handle basically like mana slash FP. Like their implementation was closer to like Hollow Knight, where basically positive actions would charge it, whether it was parrying, doing damage, whatever. FromSoft has got to take an if they're going to continue to make Souls-like games, FromSoft needs to start listening to everybody else that's starting to one-up them with everything. Yeah, I would say the levels are kind of basic in Code Vein, but man, like the way the classes worked, the way the spells worked, the way that Iker worked was great. Pretty. Yeah, this has got to be just the entire way backwards. I need to get like down there. Yeah. There's the two platforms I want to go to. So as I got next to the gate in the last session, there was this boss that shows up, and the dude on my back, this little dude, who's not much of a fighter, but apparently has some lore knowledge and can help direct me. He's like, hey, you know, there's somebody following you, right? And sometimes they're a little bit ahead, and sometimes they're behind. And I can't really track them that well, so you better be on your guard. Yeah, okay, so this is what it was. I went up when I should have gone down. And it turns out that there is an enemy that's effectively like a pursuer type enemy that shows up. It seems like there is there's effectively a boss that you fight potentially on a regular basis that has abilities very similar to yours. There should be in this structure there should be another, more or less, a bonfire. I need to get in. Here we go. Okay, so there used to be an effect over here, like a little particle, like a shining kind of particle effect there that I guess got stuck earlier, but they play an effect when the dude on your back goes to sit down and you can talk to him. I want to see what's next for Code Vein, because they did two things with the end of the game. They first off connected it to God Eater, and second off they basically set it up for a way bigger story. I don't think this is right. Am I going backwards? Did I ever play Legacy of Kain? I had played a little bit of Soul Reaver. I think it's a series that I would have liked had I spent some time getting into it. Or I should just go. Oh yeah, isn't Nosgoth the one that trying to remember. Would that have been the next game in the series, or was that the team-based sort of like Overwatch-esque kind of game that came out? I think it got shot down. Did that game even go anywhere? I'm not sure if it released or not. I think they had like a test, like a network test or something, and then kind of that was it. Yeah, it was like vampires versus something. So here's the gate. It took me long enough to get here. Here's the gate, and I have activated. Where is it? That one pillar thing from earlier. That thing over there. I think I need to find 2 more of these. This thing, yeah. So this thing, when I activated it, it pointed me over there, and I could swear that one of the lights turned on when I did that. Now, I'm notorious for not paying attention, so there potentially are other... I might have misread that, and there could also potentially be more of these pillars somewhere that I haven't activated. But I don't know how to get to it. But I can't get through this door yet, as far as I can tell. I have so much essence to cast with. I did spec into it too. I have, when I was leveling up earlier, I spent a lot of points into basically mana and magic damage. So yeah, so these 2 over here, these 2 extra pips, I think I need to find what drives them, because I certainly can't get in. But as to where they are, I'm at a loss. And the world is so big that it's actually a bit of a struggle to yeah, I'm not sure if they have a parry stance or not. They occasionally will raise their weapon up, and I don't necessarily know what that means. Here we go. Here's the shortcut I've been looking for, plus this thing. Key of the City Hall. I don't know if I found any other locked doors yet, but this is good to find. This'll save me a lot of time. Okay. Yeah, now I can just go straight from what effectively is a bonfire over here. Question ends up being, though, I have a shortcut, but I gotta figure out, maybe there, you know what, maybe hold on a second, maybe I can be smarter about this. Maybe it's as simple as following the yeah, maybe the game is being a lot clearer to me. Let me see if, yeah, it is. I'm just not reading this. Yeah, see, okay, there are leads, and I'm just not paying attention, right? Okay, that helps a lot. Yeah, so let's go for the closer one here. And I gotta go all the way over there and figure out how to even get there. Yeah. I'm not used to games having, like, good hints these days. Usually games nowadays are they'll just, like, flat out tell you stuff. Oh, here we go. Here's some stuff. Don't know how easily I can get back. Here we go, okay. Yeah. These enemies, when they die, they have such an interesting death sound. How would I get over there? Well, there is some something that leads over there. I don't think I can make... I gotta... let's not. I don't want to have to retrace my steps. I certainly want to figure out how to get over there. Ooh. See you later. Oh no. Attack me. Not anymore. Not anymore. Damn it. How would I get over there? You know, it might be just as simple as going around here. Or no, this is where I came in. Yeah. I need to get over there, though. You know what? It looks like there's a... It looks like there's another checkpoint over there, too. Oop. You know what? Maybe it's a little bit further up. Like if I go over here and then go to the right. No. Oh, you know what? There was I didn't have a key for one of these. Ah, that's the city key. Okay. I want them to tell me what key I use. There's an upcoming patch that they're planning on. They made a post. They made a post saying basically like, here's our plans post release, and they mentioned a lot of like UX related stuff. And I wonder if that's gonna come up. Oh, who are you? What are you looking at? Leave me alone. Oh. Can I bug you some more? No offense, but get lost. Oh, come on. You're weird with this white thing on your shoulder. Hey, that's my friend. I don't see why you're interested in me, but oh well. If you truly refuse to scram... It's gonna sound weird, but I don't know what I'm doing here. I even struggle to recognize this place. I know I've walked this path before, though, but I don't know this fortress. It can't have grown overnight, right? Not very talkative, huh? Nah, leave it be. I'll ponder my fate for a while. See you later. If you survive long enough for a new meeting... This is Lucatiel. This is totally Lucatiel. Wanderer, wait. You find the name of the city we're in. Come tell me, just to make sure. I'm called Kenhelm. Senhelm? This all means nothing to me. Alright, well I could potentially figure that out. I don't know if I can tell you, but this supposedly weird old friend of mine... Oh no, don't jump off. This weird old friend of mine might be able to tell you if they can figure it out. So the funny thing is that the skeleton baby thing kind of reminds me of some of the character design from Nier. Getting pretty close to whatever this, whatever this generator... Oh, too early. This generator thing is. Well, or I don't know. At least I'm still on the path to it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no! Damn you! Oh, that's they have full-on running attacks. No, come on. I thought when you're in combat, the he disappears for a bit because he doesn't want to fight. Huh. Also, that's the first time that he's spoken up after a death. I wonder if I was wondering if maybe I'd get like a free extra life, like if you know how in Sekiro if you don't have like super heavy dragon rot, they will you're prevented from losing I can't even remember what the name of the resource is, but you're prevented from losing your experience or whatever. If you're lucky. I know I'm not going the right way, but I'm curious what this is all about. I guess nothing. Here we go. Here. Oh, he didn't hear the sound when he shot at me. I thought I dodged that. And this thing is super aggressive. This particular one. Yeah, I'm so bad with the late swings too. Like lots of the enemies in this game have that, and it's a struggle. Can I knock this over? No. I just want to fight somewhere safe. Here we go. Okay, good. Is this still on beta? No, no, this is the release version. It was in early access for a while, though. I think in the span of months. It released something like the 17th, I think. Unfortunately, I couldn't play it at release because I had no internet and no water. There's another one of those keys. Old key of a car. Okay. Yeah. Their stupid government doesn't know how to winterize our electric grid. I wanted to say power grid, and now I'm sort of back and forth of whether I want to say energy grid, energy system, power grid, electric grid, power plants. Yeah, we don't know how to generate electricity. We're stupid. We don't know how to keep windmills from freezing, control panels on coal and nuclear plants from freezing. We don't know how to prevent gas lines from freezing because we're not willing to. We're not willing to invest. There was a plan in 2011. I don't know why I'm saying we. Like, I'm not a part of this. I'm not one of the idiots who made that decision. I didn't even choose to live here. I just moved here for work. Power stayed up for me. Water and internet were down for a good long while. I only lost power for like a couple of like 1 hour stretches. If I had a choice, if I wasn't moving here for work, if I didn't move here for work, I would not have moved here. Too many people here. Too many people. It gets too hot, and apparently our government doesn't know how to invest in infrastructure. And yeah, water pipes burst because, like, so there's issues with like the way that the heating in houses and apartments here is set up is not very energy efficient. So once and I think it's something to the effect of like they're transitioning from heat pumps to traditional to traditional, like the aux setup is the less power efficient but much more functional in the winter setup. And what ended up happening, I think, is that it got cold enough to where they switched to aux heat and had a giant spike in demand from mostly electricity, but also for gas. How do I get... I don't... There's no way I'm going to make this jump. They want me to take the... Like, they want me to go around, and this will be where I land afterwards. Does my skeleton have a name? This one, oh, you mean the one on my back? It's Y something. I can't remember. And yeah, Junk Collector, I had I actually watched, there was a Technology Connections video that got released recently that went over that. pretty much. Why something to skeleton? I cannot remember what his name is. I just want to get... Wait, maybe that was the key that I got. Yeah, here we go. Went to the engineering post-mortem on the grid. It was pretty straightforward. The international, I don't remember what IEE stands for. I don't know why they needed a post-mortem, though. The mistakes that they made, though, were stuff that was outlined in 2011. There was a big-ass PDF explaining it. I'm pretty sure I grabbed a copy. Alright, you know what? I can't parry on... I cannot parry on inclines. I could swear I had one more. I don't have another healing item. Well, I've got like a million of these. I'm gonna go ahead and just run past, not get hit in the back, and then turn around and shoot him as he chases me. Alright, you know what? I need to just get to this thing. I got it. I don't know if I'm dead or not. No, well, okay, I made it anyways. Yeah. Yeah, there's one more left. Worthy trade, it's fine. Every single thing that could have failed did? I need to hit a point where I could talk to this guy again and remember what his name was. Because I turned around for a second to read chat and I didn't catch it in the text box. So yeah, Junk Collector, my understanding was like, it was like control panels froze, gas lines froze, nuclear power plant cooling systems froze. On top of like, you know, pipes bursting and stuff. There was an apartment above my apartment, but a little bit to the side, that had a pipe burst in the same building as me. And I dodged a bullet. Well, the thing that's stupid though, Junk Collector, is like it's frustrating as well, is that like they knew what the problem was, and the money wasn't spent, and there already was a similar event. There was a similar event where there was like also freezing weather, something like 10 years ago, that I think might have prompted that. This is not where I want to be. That might have prompted that initial document with recommendations. I think one is just to the right, one's to the left, but they're both in this building. Texas grid standards are based on the 2011 freeze. Wasn't there a document that they didn't follow that would have put us in a better spot around 2011? Alright, you know, if this guy dies, I'm gonna shoot the dude in the hallway. He won't move. Probably stuck, actually. The FERC report. I think that was the one that I might be referring to. I didn't read it yet. Didn't they have a full-on list of recommendations of what to even do? Am I misremembering that? Stuff that, if it was followed, we would have been fine. I think I gotta go to the right. Yeah, it's this thing. That's the one, I think. They did, but the recommendations were very general. Oh, so they underspec'd it, basically. They weren't very robust, is what you're saying? Can I stand on that? Oh, I can sort of half glitch it. Can I get in? No. Just this corner. Okay, so yeah, I was kind of trying to lead into that point of like they half-assed it. Can't lock onto that dude. Oh, I can make it. Good, good. Now I can get to... I don't know if I'm supposed to get up here this way, but... Now I've got to get a beat on where I want to be. Is it right behind over here? No. Doorway. Should have based it on the all-time low freeze. Oh, no, yeah. Terrible. That's terrible. Let me get back on the ground and try to figure out what I was looking at earlier that I missed. There was something locked away that I couldn't get into. That was like blue that I missed. Okay, came in here. I went in. Was following it. There was this that has the dude who attacked me that I don't want to fight. Maybe I was looking at that. Oh no, there's just two of these and I only went to one. Okay, let me take a quick break to stretch my legs and hit the restroom, and then we'll go chase that down in just a minute. Okay. So I can't remember which one of these I dove into. I think I did that one already. And I gotta just do this one. But I remember I ran up here. No, I think this might have been the one I did. And I gotta make the loop around. That's what it is. Yeah, I got that one. This is what I gotta do. Yeah, I just missed this one is what it was. Ooh, just barely. So somewhere in here is what I want. I'm just gonna bum rush it. See if I can find it. Oh, hello. Oh, okay, so I shouldn't stand there. Okay. Gotta figure out how to get higher up. I think that's what I gotta do. Yeah, I can't really stand on that. Oh, I can't squeeze through? Okay. Puts me in a bit of a pickle, I think. Yeah, I wanted to spend time. Rather than getting too bogged down fighting, I want to figure out what I'm doing here. It's gotta be something here, right? The energy thing is leading. Well, that's a good point. Well, I can walk back up from here. Assuming this doesn't collapse, right? That's where I want to go. That's where I want to go. So how do I get there? Okay, so I come in from behind because the door the entrance is chained up. Okay, there's you again. I could probably just make this jump. Yeah, I can. Jeez, that. Don't even know if that's right, but we're doing it. Yeah, that takes down the gate. Perfect. Now there's an item I have. It's one of these. This one. Takes me to the nearest checkpoint. Although, unlike the dark sign, it doesn't take your experience away. I don't lose any essence out of this. So it's somewhat closer to like, it's closer to the feather. I think technically it might, because dying doesn't take your essence. Hopefully... Okay, good. There's a boss that spawned here earlier that was very reminiscent of the Pursuer in Dark Souls 2 that could have shown up again. Okay, what did I unlock? What is this? So here now we can get the name of the dude again. I can't remember what the it was a strange name that was difficult to remember. Yeah, yuck. Masks are totems, reflections. Each one is unique and linked to the vital essence of its wearer. Is it just yak? It looks like it should be yak. Through them, we awaken into consciousness and wander the universe with eyes wide open, with lucidity. We could call it an interface between your mind and matter, both the matter in your body and the whole world. That's very Absolver style. Because Absolver, in order to get into the fold, you enter via the masks. The Knifer Aqueduct. So the term the location, I guess, Knifer has been mentioned more than once, or Nifer or something. I have no idea how to pronounce anything in this game. Ooh, you're not necessarily an enemy. You're a cool looking dude, though. Who are you? Ask. Ask. Hello, Wanderer. Hadn't seen you in a while. Calm your troubled mind. I'm kidding. We've never met before. My name is... Ask? What about you? Either mute or stupid, it seems. No matter. You look like a warrior. Beautiful sword, by the way. I've got two of them. They seem identical so far. I don't know what to do with them. It must have been used a lot for you to reach this point. Am I wrong? That's what I thought. I should stop asking questions. This innocent soul cannot answer them. Maybe this place itself closes you off from language and makes you quiet? Everything here is so fascinating. The feeling of waking up within a dream, facing the beautiful and exciting absurdity of some paradoxical reality where nothing makes sense, yet nothing moves. Causality does not manifest much in these parts, beyond our actions themselves. I've seen you kill those warriors, yet I already know they'll be back, again and again. Everything reverts back to its place. Strangely enough, I do not yet know what a normal logic rules this place's laws of space in relation to time, or of time in relation to space. Who knows? Where I come from, I understand every single iteration of chance. I could ramble on like this until night comes, although it does not seem to want to. But I do not think you would stay captivated very long. You seem to be exploring too, so I don't mean to keep you. Do not worry, for chaos watches even in this ant's world. Alright. So my thought, considering that the hub for this is Limbo, I wonder if this is sort of like, if you have the stagnant sort of like unrealized possibility, and then you sort of have the broken state of the world that I'm in right now that needs to be remade. And both of them are sort of like non-real spaces, you know? They're sort of like pseudo-existence. I think something's been giving my healing back. They mentioned something like that, like the catalyst will collect essence, something something. Like you can heal consistently. I recognize these things. These creatures, I believe, were in that. These things existed 5 years ago. Yeah. Oh, another thing we haven't seen in a very long time is that the game has basically 2D sections. Well, more like Metroid Other M, where you still have some movement, but the camera is on the side. I don't think they exploded last time though when I last played this. But yeah, the way that the lore in the world is presented in this game kind of makes me think it's sort of a pseudo reality of like it's more presented conceptually. And sort of like existence at this point is all metaphors and vague concepts more so than a concrete reality. And I kind of feel like your actions are meant to sort of like throughout the game you're basically reforming the world and reforming all of existence more so than actually truly exploring anything yet. If that even makes any sense, like just because of the way the story is presented, like now I don't have a lot of prior knowledge about this game besides a very early prototype that I played like 5 years ago. Like really, really, really work in progress. Like lots of the world were white box. There was some art. The combat was sort of there. Interesting playing from this perspective. Basically like a Souls-like style gameplay from this perspective, where it's not quite flat 2D. It kind of reminds me more of like if I'm playing like sort of like Secret of Mana almost from with Souls-like controls and you know stamina gated kind of combat. Oh no. Okay. Ooh, that is a ways away. Okay. I should consider leveling up. Oop, I'm going the wrong way. That was interesting. I'd never heard them make a grunt like that before. One thing I should be looking... Ooh, what was that? Okay, never mind. Okay. One thing I should be looking for is that the checkpoints in this all have... Yeah, like up there. That would have been one. They all have sort of a dark, like, smoky plume to them. Oh, it was right here. Okay, that's better. trying to think of what other game it was that I played recently that had sort of a similar idea of like your actions were remaking reality. And like a lot of the game was sort of in metaphors. I'm glad for some of these more elaborate platforming sections. They're extremely reliant on the side-scrolling camera. Like this makes it so much easier for me. Even though when you're like you can even see now, and also in many of the free camera areas, they draw a circle under your character to basically be the fake shadow. So you know how like in like Mario, all the 3D Mario games have a very distinct downward shadow that is always projected directly under your character. It's not realistic. It doesn't have anything to do with the light. It's always a good thing to have. Yeah, you have as you're basically your jump indicator. I've got to make sure to do jump dash jump, just so that last jump I have a lot of control with. You know what game didn't really seem to have that done super well? Hat in Time seemed to have they're kind of like the Hat in Time kind of frustrated me because they sort of there were a lot of things that they could have done to improve the experience. A lot of like polishy tweak things. A lot of like, you know how in game development, like a lot of projects, you know, you always have the kind of concept of like the last 10% of 90% of the work. I feel like A Hat in Time needs to spend that extra, the last 90% of the work. Because I feel like it's a game that should have appealed to me more, and I think has a wider audience than the potential that they're realizing so far. You know, like very fleshed out characters and worlds, and presentation, and they have a lot of fun with their UI, and it just feels like a lot of unrealized potential. It's one of those things that kind of makes me sad with games, like just because there's a lot of great effort and great content produced that would reach a wider audience for a lot of games, but polish is hard. Everybody hates doing the work, including the games that I've worked on. Like it's grueling work, and you just grit your teeth. It's taking your medicine. Ooh, a fire version. One's behind me to get in here. But doing the extra work and doing the polish is totally worth it. You just got to be willing to grit your teeth and just deal with it. Hey, thanks for the raid, Randolph. Oh, those ones do a lot more damage. Ooh, okay. I sort of broke the camera there. Did I not start up my chatbot? My chatbot should have covered that. I guess not. Maybe I made it a minimum of 3. You know what? I have the source right in front of me. Why don't I check? Auto. Where did I put that? It is a minimum of 3. Okay. Yeah, sorry. My chatbot doesn't appreciate it, but I do appreciate it. It's like, hey, I needed this. Yeah, this makes the crucible better. This makes me able to craft more stuff. Cool. I wasn't sure when I would see that. Central key of the aqueducts. Okay. I can't remember if I think I had one door that I saw here where I needed the key for it. So I mentioned talking about polishing games and stuff, and I'm sort of in a I'm sort of in a tricky point for being able to provide feedback for games early on and at early access, because typically for games that I'm interested in playing, like I want to play them fresh at release, and I don't want to dig too far into them in early access. But that also means that it's harder to provide feedback, just because I would very much prefer to wait until the game is done. But by that point, it's the feedback is not as relevant, you know. That's like the part that I hate. That's like the part that I hate about what I do stream wise. Do I still work in games myself? Yeah. Can't say where I work at. I work at a AAA studio now, and that's part of why I don't want to say where I work. That is too much. It's too much of a burden. Whenever you work at especially a AAA place, you don't want to have any part in being the face of the company. You want to leave that to like PR and community management types. Those people are both better able to digest and reply to feedback, and they're also they've taken on the burden of if the developer takes any heat for any reason whatsoever, maybe make a balance change people don't like, or features are different or whatever than people would have expected, or if there's stuff that people are waiting on or whatever, let support, community management, PR, or whatever, let them all deal with it. They're trained for it, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't. While the previous places I've worked at, the indie devs, I was fine kind of talking about a bit more. But it's too difficult and too sensitive to talk in significant detail about AAA stuff. Concerns are too big. Plus, AAA is looked at differently than indie, like from a community and player perspective. East aqueducts. I think I have Central and East now. Indies are more tolerated if they're more open even when things kind of suck. Talk about troubles, talk about things they couldn't implement, whatever. Indies are accepted a lot more when they have failings or things that they're trying to address. And also the communications could be a lot more rough and nobody really cares. You get a lot more slack if you're an indie talking about your game than if you're AAA. There's higher expectations. Can I get up here? I'm starting to recognize some of the shapes of this area as potentially some, at least conceptually, if not some of the same geometry that, looks a lot better, but a lot of the same geometry that I was navigating, or some of the same platforming concepts that I explored. Oh, all right. Catch you later. Back in 5 years ago. I'm assuming this is probably a shortcut. About to hit another blocked off. Yeah, here we go. So I'm getting. I've seen a ton of Hadronite now. I have 13. Yeah, I spent none of it. It is your upgrade material for your weapons. I have 2 swords. They seem to be very similar. I don't know the difference yet. Even like stat wise, I think they look pretty similar. I'll have to check that. See if I'm. Okay, yeah, one's just your kind of Ryu center of the game balanced weapon. The other one's faster and weaker. I guess I'll stick with the Ryu sword then. Center of the game. But to be clear, I'd love to be able to talk about specifics for the game that I work on, but not like that's just it's not a possibility. Not in 2021. It would have been a possibility 10 years ago, and it will be a possibility 5 or 10 years from now. Well, that's the other thing. Yeah. Like, even if it would have been a positive thing, and the community would accept it well, it's a lot easier to not violate an NDA if you just decide to never ever talk about it ever. Oh, I see. They want me to go all the way down here. Okay. Even stuff that's not NDA, though. I'd rather just not risk. Not risk navigating that mess. Well, there's solid ground, and you can negate fall damage, so... I actually have no idea what amount of damage you do take on a long fall. I haven't tested it yet. I haven't taken a fall and forgotten to jump or dash on the way down. And I hope I never forget, because it would be soul-crushing to die at this point. Ooh. I want to take a sippy of the Ashen Estus over there. I know I shouldn't, but I really want it. Ooh. Oh, thought you were NPCs. You're not. You're just regular enemies. Graceful Hadronite. This must be the second tier of upgrade material, then. Yeah. So there was a spot earlier that I passed by. I don't remember where it is. There was a spot that looked like it had a... Was it over here? No. Okay, that's a good question. How do I get out of here, then? There was a spot that kind of looked like there was going to be a platform that would come out of the wall that I missed. Yeah, what did that... Can't reactivate the lever. Do I just go the entire way back? Or I guess the question would be, where... Should I take the fall? The answer was no. Definitely not. Oh, no, I can't reach that. Is this a dead end? It's not like I don't have a way to get back. And there was a lever and an item here, so I'd imagine this is the place to be. The world structure in this game has been consistently unusual. Yeah, I unlocked... Something came out of this lever. Yeah, maybe I should just go back. So regarding the game dev thing, oh, you know, oh, there it is. Ah, come back. Okay, that makes more sense. Regarding the game dev stuff, it's probably really, really good that I separated work from streaming and stuff, and I can't really talk about work. Not just because it's good for like not having to deal with the general concerns of working at a AAA place, but the other thing is that like I would never be able to escape from it. You know, AAA games are gigantic. They have enormous gravity. Like you if you look at like just imagine how much it took me. It took me from the end of 2018 until now to start to shake my channel, my Twitch channel, or my YouTube channel especially, to shake it away from Dark Souls, right? And Dark Souls is not a big game in the grand scheme of things. Dark Souls is, like, if you do like a Google Trend search for Dark Souls and you compare that to Mario or Zelda Breath of the Wild or any random gigantic game, Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to think of Uncharted maybe? You start to compare these other like very traditional AAA games to Dark Souls, and those games have gigantic, enormous gravity, right? Like those are big games that are their gravity. No, their gravity is impossible to escape. And being associated with a big, high visibility, high activity target or term rather, or concept or game or whatever. When you're trying to play, like I'm playing like indie games that many people have never heard of that I enjoy because I want fresher experiences, and AAA space doesn't really do that. AAA does consistent high quality experiences, but they're safe. They're safe experiences that everyone's already had who's been playing games for this long. You know, you get small changes to the formula here and there, but AAA is pretty static. Like a first-person shooter will often be mostly the same, you know. You don't get a lot of games AAA-wise in underexplored or forgotten genres. Space shooters, for example, or Souls-likes, or turn-based RPGs, or whatever. I wouldn't say that they're so stagnant as to be clone or cookie cutter, but like a lot of the same general ideas and concepts are just sitting there floating in a grab bag, and then, you know, each game is picking out a few and maybe adding one to the pool. You wouldn't get a game like Potion Craft out of a AAA developer, but Potion Craft is really really cool, and I'm looking forward to its release. You know, you wouldn't get a game like this with this giant, vague, obscure world and story that you're trying to piece together. Well, you wouldn't get Souls like that at AAA at all. You know, FromSoft is not AAA. FromSoft is a niche. FromSoft, you know, you basically say like a good description is was presented by a video that says Dark Souls is the IKEA of video games. They have a small specific audience, and they target and optimize their delivery just for that audience. And they won't have a wide scope, but it doesn't cost them. It doesn't cost a lot of time and effort for them to make an investment on that particular audience. It is 12 a.m. and my neighbors upstairs are still dropping shit and stomping around. Sorry, I just have to point that out. When you have that much money on the line, you don't want to take any risks. Well, it's not. Yeah, like it's not that I blame AAA dev for trying to make very safe games. These are businesses. Every game developer, especially the bigger you get, is a business, and they have the responsibility both to their employees and to their customers and to their, well, more so to their shareholders, their employees, and their organization to make money. And it's like you're gonna get safe decisions. You're gonna get safe games. And game development at all, like even the safest AAA decision, the safest AAA games, you're effectively gambling. AAA oftentimes can absorb the cost as they go from game to game. Not that you want to rely on one successful game to subsidize subsidize your way to the next failure. But you can. But, you know. Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure. Going backwards through this area is scary. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like they have the responsibility to try to they have to try to engage their audience, but also do it as safely as possible so that they can make money. If you wonder why there's so many like sequels, remakes, remasters, clone games, you know, you'll see basically AAA takes on successful indies, assuming that AAA doesn't just buy indies after the fact, after that stuff's been proven. I haven't found a door. I've been looking the entire time as I've been talking here, trying to get a bead on where that next door is going to be. Yeah, that's our entrance. There's one publisher that kept wholesale hiring in indie devs. I mean, Valve, technically. Valve, I mean, between Turtle Rock for Left 4 Dead, the Narbacular Drop Portal people, the whatever they did regarding Alien Swarm. Lots and lots of Valve is picking up indie stuff. Counter-Strike, Dota. But, I mean, you know, indie is basically a way to kind of put yourself on the radar and make your own game, smaller scale, smaller budget. And if you're looking for financial stability and organization and if you want to work on bigger projects and get that experience, you know, do some indie games and then get the attention of a AAA dev you're okay with working on. And, you know, I can certainly understand if there's not many AAA games or devs you'd want to work on, because I had that perspective. And I still, to this day, I think finding a AAA developer that you want to work at that like they all have warts. Like there's all everyone has every single AAA developer because they're under such scrutiny, and somebody inevitably with that many people working on these games is going to screw up or say something they shouldn't or whatever, or a game won't turn out well or whatever it ends up being. I hope this might be the right way to go. There's always something to worry about with AAA, right? There's always something that might be a concern for whatever reason. But some, at least, you get paid well and you get treated well. Like in my case, I get paid well, I get treated well. I think they give me too much credit for the work that I do, and I try to at least try to be worth the investment in both pay and kindness. But to my knowledge, that's rare. To my knowledge, the place that I work at is the exception rather than the rule. The place I work at is very crunchiverse as well, which is nice. Do software? I have done, across the entirety of all the game development that I've done, I don't know if I recognize this. Have I been here before? I don't recognize this particular ramp. I've done technical support, customer support, community management, project management. I've done some like game server support. I've done front ends and back end web. I've worked on systems to sell additional content. I came back to where I started, damn it. I have done more so the design type stuff I've done is probably qualify more as technical design. Not necessarily making a lot of new systems, but making existing systems better. And by systems, I mean both content and just like core kind of systems overall. I've done some graphic design stuff. I've done a small bit of gameplay programming related stuff, depending on which game and how rigorous your definition would be, I guess. I've done like level design, but not really environment design. The more artsy and the closer you get to like graphics programming, and I've done the smallest amount of network programming related stuff. Some small, very, very limited scenario and story related stuff. Depending on the game. Yeah, I don't think I have the chops for hardcore math. Hardcore logic, maybe. I don't know. I always sell myself short, and then the moment I dive into something that I can keep my interest long enough, I seem to do alright. I think it's a thing. It's not necessarily whether or not I can get good given a reasonable amount of time. It's being able to being able to convince myself to dedicate that time. Trying to get to that I'm trying to figure out how to get around to that barred, that chained wall, that doorway. I think it's on the other side of this, and then how do I get there? I've been kind of fortunate that a lot of the code that I work on for games has been basically working with existing systems or following existing concepts. And I can digest people's ideas and methodologies pretty easily, as long as there's enough reference material. And luckily, when you work on bigger games, there's a lot more code to it, and a lot more assets and stuff. Can't see. Oh, and I guess technically I've done like QA related stuff too. Not much of it. And, you know, sort of some of the concepts for what QA is kind of built into just making stuff. You know, because you know, as you work on stuff, you either find problems that you need to set aside for later, or you find problems that somebody else needs to deal with, and you have to be able to document that. I guess if you want to go down that route, documentation is a skill that I think is underexplored, and I've spent a lot of time with, and is extremely undervalued. Writing, like, not just documenting systems, but also writing like test plans and stuff. So, to some degree, I would say I'm a generalist that hasn't super specialized into anything. Yeah, this is all backwards. This is where I want to go. I don't know how to get in there. I could just jump on down. Oh no, they won't let me, will they? Oh, they won't. They won't let me go over there though. Okay. Wanderer's mask. Let me take a look at that mask, because this is a mask similar to my character. It's a cost center, not an income generator. Which one? Oh. QA. Yeah, people undervalue QA. People don't understand, like, reducing can be exchanged. Okay. I think that these items that I'm picking up that say can be exchanged, I think they're just currency items, like you can just sell them, or somebody wants them, and I don't know necessarily who that might be. Yeah, okay, so this is just extra. If you want to talk about games adjacent stuff, I worked on a couple of strategy guides. That I can talk about to a minor degree. I worked on the Dark Souls Trilogy Collector's Edition guide. I helped with some additional work for Dark Souls 2 map stuff on that. And that was all, like, you know, InDesign-y kind of stuff, and a bit of Illustrator. I could just jump down here. Yeah. And then, prior to that, I wrote the PvP section for the Dark Souls 1 Remastered. I think that was also labeled as a Collector's Edition guide. I think. So I with that guide, I had to make sure it was information that was that, like, well, my goal, I could have written a lot of things, but my goal with it was to basically give information that would be valuable to somebody completely new to PvP and needed a lot of very useful basics. Sort of like, here's some fundamentals that'll get you off the ground, as well as some extra detail on top of that. I think a lot of people, part of the reason why I kind of refrained from being super public about that was that I was like the #1 invasion streamer for Dark Souls for a long time, especially when it came down to Dark Souls 2 spellcasting. And there was like a lot of eyes on me, and I feel like the dueling crowd and some smaller niches within the Dark Souls PvP community would have expected me to go over things like dead angles and toggle escapes. Stuff that either might have been fixed or is sort of like more like documenting glitchy behavior. And stuff that, for example, FromSoft might not have wanted in effectively an official guide. You know, like, do you really want your strategy guide documenting what basically amounts to exploits and buggy behavior? And there's a lot of PvP-oriented people in the Dark Souls community. Man, where's the central aqueduct, or the, I guess, the eastern aqueduct? There was a spot with difficult platforming to the right that I think I missed. Here, yeah. But yeah, I didn't want to rock the boat, but I wanted to give useful information that would have been valid regardless of who you are. If FromSoft didn't want that, they shouldn't have put the watching poll in the game. There's all sorts of stuff that, like, FromSoft, you gotta remember, FromSoft doesn't really Yeah, this I think leads up to a boss. If this is similar to... If this is similar to what I played a long time ago, this kind of feels like this is leading to a boss. Sort of a tower shieldy, tall knight dude. I'm trying to kind of piece this together from what poor memory I have of what I played like 5 years ago. And it looked a lot different too. Ooh, that hurts. Why you gotta chunk me like that? But what I think the Souls community, there we go, yeah. I think what the Souls community doesn't seem to understand, like, and when I say community, I mean the like less than 5% of the people playing the game who are in like Reddit or realistically, the people on like Reddit, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, they're less than like hardly 1% of the people who have ever touched these games, and they're sort of like they're only have their significance is really just because they're vocal, more so than they're the majority of the audience for the games. But FromSoft isn't really catering towards PvP or multiplayer. I think they kind of accidentally put it together as a fun feature, the same way that like Chalice Dungeons came in. And I think at this point, especially from like Dark Souls 3 on, multiplayer is a vestigial feature that I don't want to go there yet. It's a feature that they... Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. That they probably are only supporting because of player expectations, more so than... Oh, this is just a quick way back. More because of player expectations than they want to include that in their games. Which is why I think Elden Ring will probably not have PvP, and why Sekiro didn't have PvP. I think they finally shook players off of them long enough to develop a game without PvP. And I think they've gotten kind of fed up with RPG aspects as well, and I wonder if Elden Ring has RPG aspects at all, it'll probably be toned down. They're probably not going to be the 800 level setup that is like vitality, strength, endurance, faith, intelligence, whatever. What might this be? It's you again. Hey. Oh, you're back. Apologies. I was lost in memories. I was Master of Arms a long time ago, you know. I had many students. Shem, Sile, Garesh, Andras, Balthiel, and him, of course, the best of all. Don't know any of those names, or at least I don't think I do. Not yet. The best of us. It's difficult for me to speak his name when everything here reminds me of him. Writings and sculptures shall recount his legend for you. Anyway, did you have something to show me? Sell me some stuff. 4,000. One of the artifacts rated by legendary... Oh, it's another sword. Temporarily overactivates the Hadronite contained in sentry weapons. It's not a sword. It just cost a bunch. Let me not. But I might buy some healing stuff. Oh yeah. All these, every single one of these is some temporary buff. Doesn't sell many. I don't want to sell those fragments yet. Let me read the description on those. I think they're supposed to be sold. Let me double check. The base of the back of this track is hefty. It is chunky. You know, in Lord of the Rings, when this sort of kraken-like figure attacks at one point, and it has this rumbling, guttural bass to it, I kind of feel that in this. I feel like games typically don't put as much bass as they could into things. What was I looking for? Doesn't say. Doesn't say if I should keep these or not. What am I coming up against? The background looks cool. This faraway city, it's Devesh, the greatest city on this earth, the heart of the kingdom. It's where you would find Narayana, Thousand Door Palace. I've heard that name before. The king resided there. The barrier around its borders remains, despite the apocalypse. It will not be easily crossed. Oh, that's random. I love climbing. 3 cardinal temples still stand in the ancient lands. Their watchers still probably protect them, as they did before the Great Rift. I'll say they're not famous for their sense of humor. They're probably like big, tough warriors. So remember how I said this game kind of felt very open world? I think this is... So it must be then that the... man, that's huge. It must be... I might turn the music down, by the way. It's a little bit loud. It's, I wonder if this is as big as the earlier giant... It certainly looks like it. If the amount of traversable area in this is as big as everything I've explored so far. Hello, who are you? Stay. Very well. It would not be appropriate to give my name to someone who refuses to do the same. But manners do not matter anymore. You can call me Stay. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing this right. Have you met one of the demiurges? These gigantic creatures arrived with a roar of gutted earth when the 4th star died. My lyre tells me they've walked this path before. Follow my advice. Trust melodies more than words. What speaks to your soul cannot be wrong. If only the world could stay quiet and listen to the chant of the stars and crystal shards. I tell you, these mortal lands would not look the same then. Let me see if I can crank that down a tiny bit. Let's go with that for now. Oh, it's one of those gates I can get back to Limbo with. Perfect, okay. Also means it'll be easier to re-enter this area. Well, this is a different object. What is this all about? Guess this is maybe an extension of the Limbo well? What am I walking up to? Who are you? Hey, wait, that's the one with wings from earlier, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah. You know, I almost thought I had stepped into some beyond, a new place following death, and after. But would it not be more of a beside? And amidst the rubble of cracked earth and torn reality was born the block world. Ah. I appreciate meeting someone who does not mind the absence of conversational framings. They only serve to reassure our peers that we belong to the proper side of society, the one that follows the rules and respects tradition. Hmm. I've always frowned at the need to properly salute my interlocutors. I've never heard that word before. Think about it. Wonder why always start at the beginning. Seems there's no beginning or end here anyway. I'm gonna look that up. Is that a word? Apparently it is. A person who takes part in a dialogue or conversation. Wow. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. What does interlocution mean? An interchange of speech, conversation, an interruptive utterance. Wow. That is. Is this like modern English? Seems like it. Huh. Well, there you go. I will stay a bit longer and let my mind wander in admiration of the landscape and the improbable curves of time. Who knows what will come of it? Well, I'll let you be. I'm gonna go and you know what? Do you sell anything? Can't remember if you're a merchant or not. No, you're not. Okay. Now, theoretically, I could jump down there and dash at the last minute and not die, but there's still a lot more to explore here. Look at the size of this. It seems like a significant chunk of this is accessible. It's a little stuttery though. I wonder if people with I've got a 1080 64 gigs of RAM and an i7 4930K. I wonder if other people are struggling to run this. It's a little choppy for me. Yeah, now I can go back to Limbo if I want. I'm not ready to go yet. Yeah, I guess they just want me to pop on down. What I would like to find is some way to get back up here, though. Oh, oh. Oh, and speaking of cardinal temples, I forgot to mention they might be the main energy source for the Devesh barrier. Surprise, surprise. If you would like to one day visit the Aster capital, I would recommend paying all three a visit. Destroying the energy source of each temple will open up the way. But, as always, you decide. I found something that should help us in our endeavor. A forgotten artifact from one of my past lives. It's a king of large depiction, illustrated, of where we are now. You mean a map? It should help you get your bearings while we're lost in this green ocean. Since you're driving, you can have it. But if I can give an early geolocation device, we should start by going to Knifer in the south. It was such a beautiful city once. I'd give a lot to see it again. So I'm assuming I have a map. Yeah, I do. Whoa. Alright then. It's funny, I feel like I've just beaten it, like I've just gotten through the tutorial. Like I feel like it's a lot more now to waiting for me. Oh, you're not an enemy. Who are you? Stop, legionary. What are your orders? Where is your commanding officer? I've asked you something. Very well. If no one commands you, I will take up that mantle. Lieutenant Nai? I'm looking, or maybe it's not I. I'm looking for someone important. You will help me. Wait, what's this monstrosity on your shoulder? I am the last of the Whisperers, dear, and I. You should be able to remember. We lived in the king's court. We were his voice and carried his words to your ears. My friend and I are attempting to find him. Is that who you're looking for? I think I remember. My head. I apologize, Master Whisperer. My memories are in struggle. Forgive my mistake. My mind has been weaker since the demiurges got here. I am not looking for the king, however. I am chasing after the prince. Chasing after the prince. Our quests are thus tied. It would be an honor to assist you in your journey. Your courage will carry you far, Wanderer. I can see that clearly. Do not tremble before my kin, for you will prevail over their perjurous madness. Traitors. If we meet again, I'll share everything I will have learned. I hope you'll do the same. Go now. And beware, for I sense something strange nearby. Oh, it's the damned pursuer dude again. The air doesn't taste the same. Beware those whose existence reframes the world. Excuse me. There's this dude who Yaak is, he basically says, is both ahead and behind me as I travel. And they look very similar to your character, slightly bigger. And they have similar abilities. And it seems to be basically like your Nemesis character, your SAX character, so to speak. Man, I really should invest in upgrades. I've got a bunch of materials. And I have a way to get back here easily enough. Let me browse that a bit further, and then I'll... Man, this is going to be a big area to explore. Wow. This is like one of the biggest open areas, especially for draw distance, that I've seen in anything that would qualify as a Souls-like. Maybe they're trying to get their foot in the door before Elden Ring does it, because if Elden Ring is supposedly going to have horse travel and large open areas, assuming Elden Ring comes out, because I have this thought in my head that Miyazaki and Martin maybe are struggling to work and communicate. Hard to tell how much was rendered game map and how much is painted. Looking at the sort of subtle movement as I go back and forth, it looks like everything up until at least that structure, like right above the character's head, is fully in-game. Further back, it also kind of looks like it's also 3D, like nothing is a painted backdrop. Now, obviously, like as you look at the ground over there, you can see it's like all the grass is gone, it's simpler textures, like they're being very aggressive with the level of detail. But this is a large space to work with. And in fact, like there would probably be more tricks that they could pull to get the frame rate up a bit. Yeah, games are all like consistent sigil to start. Games are sort of a consistent, like you always have something more you can do to either optimize it or tune it. I think they probably hit a point where they had to make a decision and get the game released. This seal was finally carved out of a piece of natural rock to represent strange constellations. It's used to temporarily increase the luck. Oh, sigil, right? The luck of its bearer. Yeah, all the sigils are temporary buffs. Ooh, another dude. Oh, it's you again, right? Bhakti. Ah, the wanderer and his strange white fellow. My findings are always available to you. Yeah, give me some healing items, maybe. Oh, they're getting more. Oh, they were refined. No wonder. I was about to say they're getting more expensive. Let me not spend. Let me prepare to level up a bit. This doesn't seem like the best of ideas. Oh, alright. Alright then. Well, I don't know what this means yet, but it's a thing. Actually, no. You know what? Thinking about it, maybe not the same. Well, especially not the same draw distance, but Dark Souls 2 at least. If you're looking for a large open area, frigid outskirts. I know that's like a groan-worthy thing to even point out. Frigid outskirts was a big place. Personally, especially conceptually and part of the execution, I kind of really liked a big, open, hostile, nondescript area that like I like. If there's anything I like in like snow areas, I know like snow levels and ice levels in games people tend to hate. If there's anything I like about them, it's creating the emotional landscape of a like desperate, hopeless trudge through a really hostile, a large hostile area. What is this? Collect. Prototype for fast travel. Model C7 not validated. They were originally conceived for use by Saturnian scouts, but the anti-gravitational system could never be perfected. This Espada seems to be the only one to have survived the Titan factories. Use? Mount. Oh, you literally full on. You got a skateboard. Oh, that's great. Okay. Cool. I like how the movement's very floaty too. Alright. Can I attack on this? No. Can't jump. I can jump off. Oh, it goes away. Okay. I'd have to put it back out. Okay. Let's, two things I'm going to do. I'm going to unequip the weaker spell. And I'm going to...
You have returned.
Hey, welcome back, Cruiser. You feeling any better? Didn't you say you would finish getting home or something like that, or finish traveling? And yeah. And you were beat. I guess you took a nap. Oh, that doesn't sound like a way to handle being tired. Go straight up to doing more. Oh, that's weird. I can't place it. Do I have to use it from the inventory? I do. I can't use it from the hotbar. Oh, I might have been pressing the wrong button. Never mind. Hold on. It's I think it's triangle to activate. I keep forgetting this. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's just me. That's me being bad. I keep thinking this should be a spell. And I keep pressing other buttons. I had another meeting to work on some art stuff. Or more so to oversee it. To get some overlay stuff figured out. This is a Souls-like. This is Shattered, Tale of the Forgotten King, and you're basically in a this is a completely different environment than what we saw before. But this is the entire world of this game seems to basically be somewhat in the abstract. And you're basically trying to find the original creator god of the world, or to resurrect them, perhaps, or what seems to be the case as of recently, maybe to find the prince, because the Forgotten King is basically the creator god, and I think you're trying to find that, maybe potentially trying to find their offspring to fight off, to sort of reassemble the world after you defeat these demiurges that had come in and destroyed the world, and then ate most of themselves, and now there's 12 left. I think it's 12 left. Oh, I can't get in here. Okay. Who's a Skelly Bud? The character is named, I believe, Yaak. Y''AAK. Or Yaak, maybe? And apparently this character is the last of these whisperers that were sort of the messengers between the king, the sort of the creator god of the world, as well as what seems to be some manner of like high elder, either sort of military characters or some sort of highly regarded, maybe like sort of warrior priest, or I'm not really sure, but there's some sort of highly regarded figures that had communications or connections to the Forgotten King. Trying to get an idea of where I should go here. So one thing we found out earlier about the demiurges is that they apparently may not necessarily have... This may not have been the first world that they've destroyed. Even though they also don't seem to they don't seem to care about killing themselves and cannibalizing themselves, so... they seem to basically be like this plague going from world to world. Or at least that seems to be the theory. I'm not too clear on it just yet. So there's apparently 3 towers, right? And I think they're indicated by those beams of light. And I need to find one to go into. Oh, here we go. It's like a path up here. Yeah. Probably ditch this ride here. Alright, junk collector, have a good night. Considering it's already almost 1 o'clock, I'm probably gonna call it pretty soon. Like whenever I next hit a limbo well, like a save point, that's probably when I'll stop. I've got a lot to explore though, so I'll be doing a lot more streams of this. Hopefully I can do a better job of not getting lost to... Yeah. This particular area seems very reminiscent of Nier. The areas before this were a bit, not necessarily more linear, but a bit more like... They reminded me of things betwixt in Dark Souls 2, combined with some like ethereal space themes, astral space, floating rocks, you know, open-ended, like bottomless pit kind of stuff. Kunzer, you mentioned that. The funny thing is, I had this, every while or so I think about it. I'm surprised that I managed to go so long in playing Nier Automata without having to be kick the camera. Because, like, the camera angles up when you're climbing up ladders and stuff, and I was just waiting for it. When is the game gonna call me out? No, well, I mean, no. I think about being the game deciding to embarrass me on stream. Actually, the thing that I think about with Nier more often than anything about Automata is Replicant and how it's not Gestalt, and how am I gonna deal with not having old man Nier? I want to reach that. Final Fantasy 14 Nier stuff was apparently very cool. I have no idea what they did. I thought the only Final Fantasy 14 crossover event I was aware of was Monster Hunter, where I think it was Rathalos in Final Fantasy and a Behemoth in Monster Hunter. I think I'm getting super sidetracked. I'm trying to get a beat on, like, how do I get to one of these structures? Oh wait, maybe it's as simple as this. In Final Fantasy 14, you fought machines with a 2B clone. Well, yeah, it could have just been a Yorha unit model to be, or really, well, I don't want to give that spoiler away. Considering 2B wasn't necessarily technically unique. There's what looks like a regular enemy, right? Oh, I probably can't target stuff while on this thing, right? Yeah. Many failed parry attempts later. One day I'm gonna play Monster Hunter, do a proper playthrough of Monster Hunter World. I don't know when. The fact that they're the fact that they only attack once in that particular case throw me off. Gotta just rock the magic more. Come on. Super late. I know, like, if you're accurate with it, it'll hold longer than you need. Yeah. Oh, not that one. Okay, I have two of these catalyst charges left. I need to see if killing enemies will refill it, because it seems like it might. Oh, gotta be careful. I keep thinking I gotta hit a pit soon. Maybe parries give you heals. I'm not sure. Something was replenishing them, and I think I hadn't hit. I'm pretty confident that I hadn't yet hit a limbo well yet. I hadn't gotten any heals back. Oh, we'll catch you later. I have like a bunch of clips of that sort of thing happening in Code Vein. I kind of want to have. I'm hoping that there's enough good material in my Code Vein playthrough to make a highlight reel or many. I want to have Maelstrom pour over that footage and see what he can find. Outer Wilds and Subnautica first, because Subnautica is definitely gonna have some stuff. Subnautica had awesome goofy highlights. Breath of the Wild 2, that was a gigantic playthrough. Alright, now I'm at the top of this. Where are we going here? Oh, you know what? Right over there. I could get if I go up that ramp, that might take me to the first of the I'm doing that. Let me just browse here real quick. I'm getting distracted. I should take a look at this as well. No, that was where I shouldn't go there. No, that was I've already been there. Now, what is all this? Oh. Yeah, what? Oh, are they guarding? Is that one of the power sources? Oh no, don't let them be grenadiers. Man, they are very defensive. Ah, supposed to be dead. Or hold on a minute, hold on. Just the one. want to get that grenade. Oh, jeez. Is that one not even a grenadier anymore? Is it just a flat-out rocket launcher? Yeah, yeah. It's not even a grenadier anymore. Okay. Gotta do myself some American Gladiator style dodging around. Alright, I'm out of healing at him, so we're just gonna spam this dude down. Oh no, that's just a beacon. I mean, at least there's some items here. Okay, I didn't. I probably could have stood the not fight there. What do they mean superior essence? Hold on. Essence of a powerful soul. Oh, I wonder. I think that's just. I think that. I think I can just consume that for experience, for souls, for essence. But there's also a character back in Limbo that might want that and might trade it for a spell. Oh, this is a boss fight. Yeah, this is one of those boss gates. Yeah, Cardinal Nexus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the same name area. So this must be. So I guess maybe every big boss fight has a gate like this. Yeah, and there's a save point right here. I'm gonna give this one shot. Oh, I should really. I want to go back to Limbo and spend and like level up. Man, look at the art here though. Look at the statues. This is a different design. I mean, the stuff down there is about the same, but this is some different art. Oh man. Than the last area of this type, the last Cardinal Nexus area I went to. Alright, let's go beat up on whoever you might be. Oh, it's the same, similar boss. Oh, lots more damage though. Wonder how much of that I can parry. Oop. You might get me. Ooh, the counter hit is real strong. I should say I should get up close and just stay close. I've really got to upgrade my gear though. I did lose my essence for once. So that hurts a lot, and the picking the weapon back up does damage too. Yeah, picking it back up is doing a ton of damage. Yeah, it says essence retrieve, but I don't know what causes that. Maybe I did enough damage. Maybe it's like Salt Sanctuary, like bosses will take your essence. Oh no, you do have a second phase. Oh, I'm out of... I need to make sure that before you come back... Oh no. Oh, I'll leave my essence alone. Oh, come on. I may not be able to get my essence back without... well, damn it. No. I don't know if... I can't leave... I can't leave in that case. Well, I do have some sigil stuff I can try using. Like, oh, I have the refined ones. Okay, what was the cube thing? We get rid of that. Or I guess I can't. Can I, like, undo quick access? I can't. There's no button to unquick access something. This is the one I need, yeah. I'll see how strong a sigil of strength ends up being. Doesn't seem to be much. Oh my god, my essence is already gone again. Yeah, I need to figure out a way to get my essence back and not get hit by this guy for long enough to bail. And then level up some more. Or, more specifically, what I need to do is, the moment I can... But when I get my essence, I need to bail, and then it's already like 1 o'clock, so I probably should... Oh no. Some essence came back. Keep skipping the... Oh, come on! How much essence? I wonder if the essence stays then. Yeah, I'm like menu fumbling because I have too many things in quick access. Well, you have basically an open platform to fight in. Yeah, every time I hit him, I'm getting some essence back. Yeah, that's when I bet the max for it. Wait out. Hit me with a range attack so you don't come to me super quick. Come on. Please. I got it. I think I got it. I think I'm good. Yeah. Oh, you can still kill me? I successfully ported though. I filled out the meter. Come on, don't be like that. Yeah, I could have grabbed my essence back and just jumped off a ledge, and I think that would allow me to keep it. Yeah, I might try that. I think if he doesn't hit me... Can't lock onto you. Try parrying the boss. I think you can. That's the damn weapon coming back up. I hope I can get all my essence back in that case. This is tricky. Like I don't. Oh, maybe I could. I don't know. You can parry. It seems like you can parry anything you want. Oh, you can, yeah, okay, you can parry... Get damage off that, too. Costs, like, all my stamina to do. Alright, not like that, though. I hope my essence isn't gone forever. It seems like they've been a bit more friendly than just having like the 2 deaths is it kind of thing. Oops, wrong button. No, I have essence received at 4,000. Oh, these things are the worst because I can't parry them easily. Oh no, come on, man. They freaking juggled me. Yeah, I've lost an enormous amount of essence now that I don't think I can get back. Yeah, I should have leveled up. This is gonna... I have upgrade materials, but I don't know if I have any way to get any more essence easily. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, what? Why didn't you do that before? Oh, I can't parry that, I don't think. Well, that puts me in a very bad spot. When did he have a lightning thing? When, like 5 fights until he did that. The big old AoE thing. If I could rush down the summons, I'd probably be fine. Way too early. I've got like a base level weapon, and I haven't upgraded my damage at all. Like none of my no stamina and health, like almost no stamina and health upgrades at all, and base level weapon. Seems there's no negative stamina. It's 1. Good, that's 2. I missed the window. Get a heal for safety's sake? Please no more summons. Oh no, 3 summons? There's that lighting shit again. Yeah. Oh, I super screwed that up because I got thrown off by the fact that the I missed. I didn't realize it would be the projectiles, and the second swing has a pullback that does damage. That's rough.